train is nearly at the depot. So to speak. It's going to be a tearful goodbye when our story ends. But at least we'll have our memories together. And speaking of memories, I seem to remember our investigators were still roaming around in the alternate dreamlike dimension. They had made it to the Queen's lair.
Maybe a quarter mile, you can see that there is this enormous mountain with like this cavern going inside of it, and there are these stalactites and stalagmites that create like this toothy maw almost for this cavern, and you would assume that this is probably where you're meant to go.
In order to destroy the Wendigos back on Earth, they had to kill the souls of their tethers in this dimension. So, unfortunately, Elliot had to drown a young mother and her infant child.
You're holding them both down by their throats under the water, and you're sort of looking away and gritting your teeth as you do it, and you hold them there and hold them there and hold them there, and they thrash, and the water splashes around you, and it splashes, and it splashes, and it stops. And it stops.
Everybody had to work together to drown the next one. She was quite feisty.
So this thing lashes out, and you manage to grapple your jacket around it, and you just immediately start twisting it up, and then you hug it to your body and just use all of your weight to try and hold it down, and it's continuing to thrash you about in the water, and you're gasping for air every time that you come up. Dr. Greenbank, you're doing the same. And Elliot, you continue to just grit your teeth and push your knee down to this creature. Ronnie, what are you doing?
Crying.
Following that, well, they didn't quite know what to do.
We have to go very quickly, or some of us aren't making it back.
What else? What else do we have to do? I thought it was take care of these three. I thought that was. What else do we have to do?
And they still don't. So let's delve back into our story and find out what they do in the Devil's Antlers.
I think we open up with the wind howling and whistling around you guys. I think you've made your way outside of the cave, and you're sort of investigating all of the snow around you and trying to figure out exactly, you know, what you should do next. And it's not readily apparent. What would all of you like to do? You are again in this, it's not as bad as the blizzard that is sort of surrounding this area that is outside of this cave, where, you know, you had to pass through that long sort of blizzard in order to get into Ithaqua's lair. But it's definitely starting to kick up, and it seems like something is amiss. What are y'all doing?
Dart is going to kind of circle everyone up so we've got our backs to the wind at least, and kind of heads in a circle. Okay. The Metatron, right? He told us that we had to finish the spirits of the Wendigos. Yeah. there was only 3 of them, wasn't there? There's the 3 we found.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how the fuck else do we get out here? Pardon my language, Doctor. How do we get out of here, then?
Do we have to get back to where we came in?
That's a good question. That would be reasonable. It's just, I looked down at my watch and, let out a long sigh and wind it back up. So I have bad news, then good news. The bad news is we've all likely drowned by now. The good news is we're still here, so we likely haven't drowned by now. What I'm saying is we better hurry, whatever path we take.
When you say that, Dart disappears in front of you.
Well, that's unfortunate. I would have thought jazz singers would have had better lungs.
You're not as funny as you think you are, Elliot.
Duly noted.
That's, well, this is a pretty pickle we find ourselves in. I wonder who's next.
Dr. Greenbank disappears as soon as that sentence finishes.
Ma? Ma? Mister, have you seen my mother?
No.
You didn't see her where she was sitting right here just a minute ago.
You know what? Now that you mention it, yes. She just said she had to go away for a moment. She said she'd be right back. She said not to worry.
And after Elliot finishes that sentence, Elliot also disappears, and Ronnie, you're left there alone in the howling wind. It's blowing, the snow is stinging your face. You don't really recognize where you're at. None of the people that you came here with are here any longer. Your mom is gone.
Mister? Cripes. I gotta get out of here. I gotta go somewhere. Maybe it's this way. I'm gonna venture into the cave.
You venture back in, and you again still feel that radiant heat that's pulsating from the back, and as you get closer to it, you begin to bead sweat down your brow, and you can see that there is this corpse that is sort of bobbing in this stream that separates these 2 pieces of land that you eventually get to. And what would you like to do?
Ma? Okay. Keep it together, Ronnie. We can do this. Just gotta find her. She's probably in there. And I decided I was gonna be a brave man today. The bravest of men.
Dart, you hear a clatter. And your lungs are heaving and you're coughing and you can feel this liquid is coming out as you're doing so, and you kind of look around and there's this tunnel that's around your vision as you're doing so, and you look over and you can see that there is a man that you don't really recognize at first. He's got no right hand, but he's got a knife in his left hand, and he's sort of like looming over this young boy, and you watch as he sort of like creates this large rend in his forearm, and he dips his fingertips into some blood, and he begins to chant something, and you can hear this sort of like low hum, and you're trying to get yourself to your feet, and every time that you sort of get yourself into like the push-up position, your arms collapse beneath you, and you you can't move, and you see that this man is painting something on this child's forehead, and he's chanting something, and he looks over and he sees you, and you lock eyes for a moment with this man, and you immediately remember this is the Metatron, and you don't understand what's going on right now. You kind of look around at everything that's going on around you, and you see that Dr. Greenbank is stirring, and Elliot is also beginning to move and cough and hack out all of this water and things like that. And
Hey, hold on. We're okay. We're okay.
you watch as the Metatron, he finishes chanting, and he doesn't seem to know what's going on, and he looks over, and Dart, only you distinctly hear him say, "Dad, help me!" And you look over and you see Dr. Greenbank's front door gets kicked open, and you see that these two men in fedoras and dark black suits, they rush in, and you see that they're looking at this gentleman who is rushing across towards these basins filled with water, and he has a knife in his hand, and you hear the eruption of gunfire as they just immediately fill the Metatron full of lead, and he explodes with gunshots and falls to the ground, and the knife clatters next to you, and it stops at your feet.
The fuck? Dart, who was previously reaching for the pistol in his pocket.
Hey, now don't you move there, okay? Don't you move there. Don't move at all right? FBI, put your goddamn hands up, all right?
Elliot puts his hands up. There's a woman and a young child, male, 5 years old. Where are they?
You would see that Hamlet is standing there. He seems to be ruddy, like his complexion is darker, like there's something on his face, like that he's smeared around or something along those lines, but he looks to be fine, and he's just standing there aghast, staring at the entire situation.
Oh, thank goodness.
Dart is throwing his hands up. Ronnie, Dr. D, hey, Ronnie, Ronnie.
You look over and you see that Ronnie is still face down in the pool.
With his hands up, kind of like knees and elbows, he's kind of trying to... Dart is trying to shift over to where Ronnie is.
Hey! Now don't you move there, all right? Okay?
No, it's
Flip him over, get his head out of the bucket.
Drowning. Come on, please. If I can't, you can. You can. Take him out of the water, please.
He'll keep the gun trained on you, and he'll point to the other one, and he'll say, "Milner," and the agent will go over, and he'll immediately push Ronnie out of the basin. And Ronnie, it takes a few seconds, but you eventually start coughing, and your tunnel vision starts to return, and you can see everything around you, and you finally realize who you are and where you are for the first time in what seems like an eternity.
Thank goodness. Okay.
Boys, are you okay?
Yeah, except for...
Hey, now keep your hands up there. Keep your hands up.
Hands are up. Yep, not moving, just...
Good God Almighty. San Antonio, Texas.
Yep. All of those things, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Quick question for you two gentlemen. What?
So the one that just flipped over Ronnie and got him out of the basin, he looks at you and he goes, "Are you all right?"
We're back. We made it back. We made it to the other side.
Where did you make it back from?
The dream world. Dart, you were there. And Greenbank, you were there. Frosty, you were there.
We all were, yes.
All right, there. Here's what we're gonna do. All of y'all up against the wall for a second. Milner, pat him down, and the one that came and flipped Ronnie over, he'll go through, and so long as you're all cooperative, he'll remove any firearms that would be on your person, and he'll toss them away. And once he's satisfied that all of you are unarmed, he will back away and go back to letting who appears to be the lead agent, he's the one that's got kind of the more Wisconsin accent. He's got a very bushy mustache and these horn-rimmed glasses, and he'll say, "All right there, who's the boy?"
That's my son, Hamlet. Sirs, are there any more of you on the way? Because if there aren't, maybe you ought to get more. I know you put a lot of bullets in that man on the floor there.
Jesus Christ!
I kind of don't believe he's going to stay down.
Okay, that's concerning. All right, Milner, go get the box out of the back. Okay, just let me think for a second. And as he's sort of just like pacing and still keeping a very close eye on all of you, except for kind of Hamlet, who he's allowing to do what he wishes, basically, because he's a young kid, you begin to see that water is flowing from upstairs. Like it's going down the stairs and it's kind of cascading over the balcony a little bit, and it seems like there must be a leak upstairs, or perhaps somebody may have left a sink or a bathtub or something like that on.
I'll take one, like 1 foot step forward. Hands
Hey!
Sure. No. There should have been a woman here, fully grown, an adult woman. Her name's Nora. You sound like you're from the area, at least. You're from around here?
Sorta. Here's the thing. You want to go check on somebody, you got to put the cuffs on. You back over here. You put your hands out behind your back. You back over here. I'll put the cuffs on you. You can go check them out. But I got to stay down here with them.
I'll do it. And I walk backwards with my hands like behind there.
I will do the same. There's a woman.
It's my wife, the boy's mother.
Yup, yeah. And we're just concerned about her because you see that water, I'm worried she might have tried
All right. Okay, I get it. And he'll slap the cuffs on you, Elliot, and he'll kind of like lightly shove you, not like in a way to, not in an aggressive way, but like a, hey, get up there, go see what the hell's going on sort of a way.
Yeah, and I do that. I kind of crash into the wall with my shoulder, like making my way up the stairs and do the best I can to not fall down.
And Dart, he won't like point the gun at you or anything like that. He seems to have kind of resorted to just carrying it pointed at the ground, and he just says, "I only got the one pair of cuffs. You got to get back on the wall, okay?"
Dart just slowly like raises his hands above his head and backs against the wall, so he's looking against him, and his hands are just kind of above him. And says, Yeah, that's fine. We're not trying to hurt no one, okay?
I gotta let you know, I'm Frank Frost. My partner out there, Bert Milner. We're with the FBI, the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation, okay? We got a call from someone in the sheriff's department saying that the sheriff and the deputies ain't come back. We got a tip from, you know what? It's not important right now, okay? What I need you to, and as soon as he says that, you watch as the other agent bursts in. He's got this very refrigerator-looking box that has like a set of wheels on the back half, so we can kind of lift it up in the air and like cart it in, almost like it's got like a dolly built into the thing. And as soon as he comes in, he immediately opens this thing up, like undoes the latch, and he immediately begins to start stuffing the Metatron's corpse into this box. And then he closes it up, and he latches it, and he puts a large padlock through the lock. And now we will cut to Elliot. Elliot, the water is trickling out from under the door that you know to be the bathroom. And there is a large amount of it. And one of the first things that you would notice with the water is that either the carpeting dye is changing the color of it, or something else is dyeing part of it red.
I'm kicking the door down to get in there.
You kick it open and you walk in, and you immediately see that the entire room is steaming, and Nora is laying there and her arms are splayed open at her side in a T-pose almost, and there is these large wounds that go down the center of her forearms, and they're open and just no longer gushing at this point. The entire bathtub is stained red, and she is not moving. She's very blue at this point.
Nora. Why? We need some help up here. Quick.
And immediately you'll hear footsteps start to scramble up there, and the younger looking agent will immediately burst into the room, and he'll like panicked try and take an assessment of the situation. And he like reaches over and just turns off the water as though that's somehow going to help the situation. And he just kind of looks at you questioningly.
We're too late, I'm afraid. Unless there's something you can do.
No.
Hamlet, make sure you stay downstairs, okay?
Yeah, Dad. I'll do that. And Hamlet makes a weird sort of eye contact with you. He rubs his brow some more and then turns away.
You okay there, little man?
Hamlet?
I'm fine.
Hey. I kind of nudge his shoulder with my elbow while keeping my hands up to not disturb the FBI agent. Just, yeah. Hey, if anything's, something's the matter, you can tell us, okay? And I know your mom, I know your dad.
I'm fine, D'Artagnan. Don't worry about me.
There's a half second where I narrow my eyes. Because I've definitely never introduced myself to this child. Okay. Just, keep yourself, yeah, it's fine. Okay.
Milner, what we got up there? The older FBI agent with the mustache will yell, and Milner will appear on the balcony, and he'll look down and he'll just shake his head solemnly, and he'll start walking back down the stairs, and he'll look back at Agent Frost and say, I don't think these people are at fault for what happened here. Okay, so what, back to the facility or what? I mean, maybe. Seems prudent choice. Wouldn't you? Well, okay. We got a lot of things. Go ahead. What's your name, sir?
Oh, yeah. My name is D'Artagnan. You may know me as the Danish Dart.
Never heard of you. No.
Strange, but okay. No, it's fine. I noticed that you and your partner slapped that body up there in the box real right quick. It was a bit weird. Would you mind me asking why that happened?
What do you mean?
I mean, your partner there threw that body in that box real right quick.
Well, yeah, it's lined with lead.
Yeah, but why there? Yes, I mean, he's dead, isn't he? Why are you...
I don't know if you've noticed, Mr. Danish Dart, but there's a certain amount of radiation that goes around when folk are using, well, the scientists back at the facility, they like to call it metaphysical manipulation. That's what they call it, but, you know, we agents, we mostly just call it magic. And can't have no magic go through the lead, you know?
Is Elliot in the room upstairs alone right now? With Nora's body?
Yes, absolutely, yep.
So, would I be able to hear what's being said down there?
I don't think they're being, like, quiet about it. So, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, once I hear about the body being stuffed in the box, like, my eyes go big, and I'm going to kind of dip my hands into the bath and try to get some of that that blood on my hands and wrists and try to get those cuffs off.
What are you going to say as you do it?
Well, they're not in the room with me, right? I'm just in there because the one guy went back downstairs, didn't he?
Well, no, like, specifically, are you going to say anything as you do it?
Oh, no, I'm going to try to be quiet.
Then nothing happens.
Wait, what is going on?
Elliot, roll me intelligence. Roll me intelligence real quick, Elliot.
Oh, okay. Freaking out tonight.
That's fair.
Yeah, then I passed.
The Metatron, whether in English or not, you have always seen him speak things into existence along with the sacrifice of blood.
So I struggle with it at first, and then that comes to mind. There's no way this is gonna work. I gotta be quiet about this, but there are no longer cuffs on me. And I open my eyes.
They are gone.
Wait. Nora, you're fine. I put my hand down on her.
Nothing happens.
Okay, baby steps. I would like to, as quietly as possible, I'm going to take off my shoes so not to make noise while coming down the stairs.
Okay.
Yeah, I am trying to do some reconnaissance and see what the heck is going on, because I am very spooked in that situation as soon as I heard about the lead-lined box and the Metatron's body being put in it.
Yeah, I think that for the most part, I don't think anybody notices you start to creep down, and you're just listening to the conversation. And so Agent Frost will look at you, Dr. Greenbank, and say, so, you're on a list. Not a bad one, per se. But regardless, I been kind of meaning to come and talk to you, because, well...
Out with it, young man. I figured I've been on a list for a while.
We've been learning some things, and we need some folk to try and help us make sense of it. You know? And you're kind of at the top of the list of, getting arrested for various trespassings and being around when sort of weird things happen. And
Who's at the top of the list?
Me.
Dr. Greenbank.
I'm at no risk of going to jail, right? Mr. G-Man, I never did anything. I never did nothing.
Forgive him. He kind of, had a little bit of a rough experience. I mean, we all have. But, he's
He's been taking it worse than most of us.
yeah. But yes, I thought the trespassing charges were dropped.
You know nothing is ever really sealed, right, Dr. Greenbank?
Of course.
You can't throw me in the clink. No. It won't go well for me in there.
Edgar,
Yes, sir.
relax, okay? You're fine. We don't care about any of, the drugs or the guns or any of that stuff. All right?
My head very slowly rotates over to Vandermeek.
Dart has an eyebrow like half quirked and a smirk on his face. Just, yeah. They don't care about any of that, Edgar.
You think we don't got no sort of database, all of the felons that are living up here? All our snitches? Come on.
Yeah, there's no data at all about the snitches, eh, Edgar?
I want to roll a sanity check.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And spend a luck point.
This is where we try for an onside kick.
I meet.
Ooh.
It's
I mean, it seems like you're in your right mind.
I attempt the dream state thing where I wish for a gun in my hand.
Nothing happens.
Well, what's funny is, while y'all were playing out this little vignette, I was thinking about this thing where I think Elliot, once he sees the way that things are going on downstairs from the top of the stairs and stuff, does he still have blood on his hands, I'm assuming?
Yeah, there's a little bit of blood that's kind of dried and caked on your hands at this point.
Yeah. I would like to kind of whisper under my breath, we're all gonna need him right now. As much firepower as we can get. And I would like, if it's possible, everybody to, just all of a sudden be able to feel the weight of a pistol in, their coat pockets or, pants pockets or wherever they would normally carry them.
So you speak it into existence quietly under your breath, and you watch as nothing happens to the blood that's caked on your hands. Before, when you made the cuffs disappear, you watched, and you saw that the blood disappeared along with the cuffs on your hands, and you don't know if it's not fresh enough. You don't know if there's not enough of it. You're not positive what the problem is, but you cannot accomplish your goal as currently situated.
I take the sewing kit out of my coat pocket and jab myself with the needle and get some fresh blood going and try it again.
You again don't think that there is enough blood from just this pinprick.
I like slash it and instead of like pinching or
okay, yeah. You open up this long wound along your finger and then down into the center of your hand, and then you squeeze to allow the blood to start flowing, and it's trickling along the sides, and every single one of you immediately feel the weight of a pistol in your pocket or in the back of your pants or whatever would be the most convenient spot to stash a pistol, but each of you have one.
As I feel this weight, can I guess roll wisdom to see if I can see Elliot, because who else would have done this? Or I guess look around to see if I can see.
Yeah, why don't you roll me wisdom?
Yeah. We'll burn a luck point.
Fuck yeah.
God damn. I rolled a 19 on the second one.
Shit.
Yeah.
Go for 2.
Oh, fuck, because Dart has a shit ton of sanity. And I started with a bunch of luck. Oh, yeah, I'll burn one more. And I nat 20. Come on.
Oh my god.
Actually, that gives me another luck point. Fuck it, I'll roll once more. And I'm gonna use that.
Third time's a charm.
Third time's the fucking charm. Come on, baby. Nat 1.
Okay.
There we
You're
go.
due. Good job.
You see that Elliot is over there, and you saw that he created this gaping wound for a second, and he squeezes the blood that all just seems to dissipate into thin air, and then you feel the weight of a 6-shooter in your pocket.
Yeah, and I pull the one out of mine and start to aim it at the cops, and then I look over at I notice that Dart's looking at me, and I nod.
While all of this was happening, I would have tried to discreetly slide towards Green Bank in whisper distance, if that's possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Green Bank.
Yeah.
I have a bad feeling. I think we're still in the dream world. I wished for a gun, and I got one.
I don't think we're still in the dream world, Rat.
I wished for a gun, and I felt it in my pocket. I think it's back there.
I know, I think there's one tucked into my waistband.
You wished for one, too?
No, I didn't wish for one. That's why I don't think we're in the dream world.
Then how did we get him?
I don't know.
At this point, I would look over at Dart and see what he's doing.
Dart is looking up to the little balcony in the house and slowly nodding and gently lowering one hand towards the back of his waist belt. And then he snaps his head down and grabs for the gun and goes for a shot.
Roll me dexterity.
Ronnie would follow suit if he sees that.
Jesus Christ!
Roll me dexterity, both of you.
I was just gonna try to take him hostage.
It's too late.
So anyway, we started blasting.
Yeah. Man, I wish nods conveyed more information.
Missed it by 1.
Passed, but I did use a luck point.
Do you want to use a luck point, Ronnie, or no?
I can't. I'll die.
Okay. So, Dart, you immediately draw this pistol fast. You bring it up. You get it centered and you pull the trigger, and Agent Frost's chest explodes in a shower of gore. And Ronnie, you try and do the same, and you shoot and it goes wide, and you watch as Milner pulls out his pistol and he takes a shot, and there's this white hot pain that goes through your chest for a second, and you take 8 points of damage as this happens. And you watch as your blood just starts to pour, and you do everything that you can to try and hold it in, and you realize immediately, Ronnie, you're dying. This has hit you in vital organs, and you're losing a ton of blood immediately. What are you doing?
Ronnie's body immediately flops over into Greenbank's lap.
She screams.
Ellie opens fire at the other.
Roll dexterity.
That's a 2. And my dex is 9, so...
You hit him in the side of the head, and you watch as his brains shower over the wall and the carpet and everything beside him, and he slumps over, and you look over, and Dr. Greenbank, as you're trying to do everything that you can to put pressure on Ronnie's wound, you see him, he takes a couple of breaths, and Ronnie, you know that you have maybe a sentence left to speak.
Dardo's rushing over to Ronnie's side.
As my face starts to grow pale, I don't think I can turn my head, but I kind of move my eyes up towards Greenbank's face and I say, I love you, Ma.
Every night you'll hear her croon a Russian lullaby, just a little plaintive tune when baby starts to cry. Rock-a-bye, my baby. Somewhere there may be a land that's free for you and me, and a Russian lullaby. Da 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 da, and a Russian lullaby.